Hi guys, welcome. We are in week 1, round 3 in 5v5, and yeah, so far I'm 1-1, and this is going to be the final match of the first week. I'm going up against Rumpelstiltskin. I have the GP advantage, but as you guys can see here, he wailed out a lot on Datacrons. Not just on the level 9s, but if you guys can see that he has a lot of level 6 season 3 Datacrons as well. So yeah, this one's going to be an interesting match because I'm going to do something different. I'm going to talk about it once we go over the defense. So I went actually really heavy on defense. This round I set up this dash team, and then JML, JMK, and Lord Vader. Now the reason is because he also liked to set GLs on defense, so I wasn't expecting either of us to full clear each other. In my mind it was like who can clear more zones. So I set 3 GRs down at the south, and then up top I placed Treya with Seth, and Seth has the level 9 Datacron, the one that every time he counter attacks he regen 20% health and protection. Now the other one is I also had Ray, Malgus, and then that Django team. Back at ships, you guys have to wait and see for what I have at the back for the final result, because at this point, as you guys can see, by the time I started to record on Twitch, he still hasn't attacked yet. So his defense, which is really interesting, he said BAM with Datacron. That's with the plus 20% damage whenever he goes into poop stance, which is really scary. Gas, Grand Inquisitor with all the rest of his team, and then Ray with, of course, with the plus 75% extra damage. So there's one GL. Going down south, he said Dash. That's a really strong team. Malgus with Malak. That's the first time I'm actually facing this comp. Hang on, let's slow it down. Let's go back a bit. Yeah, and he also said C plus JMK Cat. Now I only had 2 GLs for offense. So before we jump into it, I mentioned it a few minutes ago that this battle is going to be a bit different, and I don't want to give anything about it, but I'm going to show you guys in this video. It's going to be more about how to break down teams, especially top meta teams with different counters, because he went heavy on defense, I went heavy on defense, as I mentioned it earlier, that this probably, when I was planning this match, scouting as well, I was expecting that we will probably clear like 2 or 3 zones at the very best, and it's going to be a really messy one. So if you are interested about how to break down teams with multiple cheaper teams than like B or C grade teams, this is a video for you. And also, if you like GAC, please like the video, share and subscribe. We are literally just 4 subscribers away to reaching the 900 subscriber mark, which is absolutely brilliant. I mean, I can't thank you guys enough for your support. Yeah, that's just crazy. During our last stream on Twitch, when I asked you guys for your support, I actually, over the 24 hours period, I was able to gain 10 or 11 subscribers, which is mad. Right, so let's just jump straight into it. So I decided to use C against this JMK team. Now you guys saw me use this team many times, and I also had the plus 5% HP and protection Datacron per relic level. The thing is with this Datacron, I even faced this team before, this JMK team. It's the one with whenever JMK goes into his ultimate, everybody on his team ignores protection as well, which could be scary. And as you guys can see, they are hard-coded to go after armorer, and that was actually a problem because I couldn't put the 2 ignite buff, which gives extra armor to C. So he's a lot weaker, despite the fact that he has that level 9 Datacron. Now, other than that, the battle is the same. Basically, what you want to do is hoping for a Dark and Zombie to stay alive, and try to bring somebody back with Darker, but that wasn't the case. And Darker died 3 times, even before my C went into his ultimate, which is not good. Luckily, Zombie was still alive. Until then, but yeah, so I was able to take out GK and Cat with the ultimate, and here I was debating who to link, Padme or Snapes, because I wanted to link JMK just so he won't be able to crit damage me. And I also wanted to start to eat away his protection, because he has a lot of extra protection. And I was hoping to take out Snips anyway, but now you guys can see they can ignore protection. And I also have healing immunity, which is not great, and that's it. I lost again. During my first round, I lost with Bounty Hunters against Lord Vader, and now I lost with C against JMK. It wasn't a good start. So after debating a bit, because I only had, as I mentioned it, I only had 2 Geos left. It was like the chat suggested me on Twitch that this could work. Slicker solo. Now let me pause it for a sec. Because there is a lot to talk about. It's probably going to be a bit longer video, because there are a couple of other battles that needs to be. Well, I need to explain a couple of things. So first of all, I used the Datacron. I forgot to show it to you guys, but it was a half steal, crit damage, and I forgot what was the other one, but there was another really good stat on it. But anyway, that's the 2 most important things, like health steal and crit damage. So the thing about this battle is, though, I was really worrying about Darth Vader because of his ability blocks, because I couldn't bring Watt and Borg here because once I already used it. I had no armor, because I used her too as well. And also, as you guys can see it, I forgot to mention this, but C had the 20% alt gain per sit alive, so basically he started the battle at 80%. So you guys can see that they can actually do some really good damage. So luckily I was able to take out the only tank on the team. And now the second one is, but there's 2 things. Darth Vader's ability block is really annoying, because I need to use Slicker's second special to cleanse. And look at that. Like, he almost died. Sidious can obviously apply healing immunity, and that's really bad. So I just barely survived. I was like, when I was recording this live on chat on Twitch, yeah, I was like, no way, if I lose this one as well, I might call it a day. Losing 2 battles back to back is really not good. But yeah, after that, after I went into ultimate, basically it was already over. So yeah. Now this team, you guys saw me do this. The only reason I took in only 4 members is because I had the stun datacron. So my plan was to use specials other than Qui-Gon, other than Anakin, and try to stun my team. And look at that. Everything went fine. I used the special, but because I couldn't delete Vendor and everybody got prepared, obviously everybody revived. And now it was over. To be honest, hang on. So yeah, so let me pause it. I didn't check the health on that vendor, but he was higher I think it was at least relic 7, so really high health. I had cam on defense with JML, but yeah. So I already lost 3 battles out of my 4, and now 2 battles out of my 3. So now you guys, I posted a video about this Starkiller versus Malgus, but this is the first time I'm going up against a team which actually has 3 Omicrons and an R9 Malak as well. So it's the same thing as always, like you want to go. The goal is to reach the 100 stacks, and with that the ultimate. So far so good, but Juhani is not looking great, and she has shock on her, which is not good, and she already died. Now the other thing is, now Visas needs to stay alive so she can bring her back, but then Palpatine decided that he doesn't like this beating, and he just died. The relic level on this team is like, it's not even that bad. Like it's only never mind, that's only an R5 Malak. But yeah, look at that. Finally he was able to reach his ultimate, but he was only able to take out 3 of the guys. But obviously even an R5 Malak under Malgus lead is just really tanky. And I still have shock on Starkiller, and yeah, it was a loss. I changed some modding, but yeah, so this is how we looked. Let me go back a bit. A bit more. Oh, come on. Okay, so I wanted to pause it and show this to you guys. So I know I talked about this during my previous video, which, by the way, I really do appreciate if you guys watched it. It actually did really well, and also thank you guys for your comments. I think I replied to every single one of you, but it was really good to see and have a chat about it in the comment section. So as always, if you guys want to ask me anything, just feel free to comment in under this video. So this is how I looked. I basically started to run out of teams, and it doesn't look good. But remember this picture, like how it is now. I decided to go upstairs because I really needed to open up ships, at the very least, because that bottom wall doesn't look really good. So my Inquisitor is fast enough to outrun Rex. I used this counter a couple of times. Basically, once you go first, that will trigger the turn meter loop, sort of like, because I had the level 9. Having a level 9 second sister datacron is an absolute must. And the second most important thing is, as soon as Gas sits down, you need to use a special on Rex to stun him. And after that, kill 5s, then kill the rest of the clones before Gas stand back up, and then you're going to end up with a 5v1. And obviously, 9 sister, even if they do have the stun, the level 6 Galactic Republic stun ability, you can still deal with it because 9 sister will eat it. And after that, you can pull back turn meters. It's all about controlling. And normally you can get a really high banner win as well, like 63, but sometimes you can even get a 64, 65. Right, so as I mentioned it, I only had 2 Geos left, which meant I had to use Gas. Try to use Gas versus Ray. Now, I brought in a season 1 stun datacron because I wanted to control them. Now, as I mentioned it earlier, she had the 75% all damage datacron. So it's really important. I mean, Gas can counter Ray, but it's not easy. Even before it wasn't. The thing is, you need to time the battle really well, because if Ray can use her whirlwind while Gas is sitting down, then it's game over. The same goes for when she's in ultimate. Like, Gas needs to stand up. That's a must have. Without that, it's game over. So it's all about controlling the battle. Obviously, if you can get the sacrifice here, that would be nice, because then your clones will ramp up. So now what I'm trying to do is just remove the inspired from Ray, because once she can only gain mastery if she has inspired. I'm just looking at the turn meter, and also I was trying to, as I mentioned it, I'm just trying to stun them. Remove the taunt, and now Ray went. Stun Poe, but she managed to use her whirlwind, and then it was over. It was so annoying. So yeah, so far it's not looking good, like not one bit. Luckily, Gas was able to use his AoE, and look at that, Poe ended up being in red. Now, keep that in mind. So since I set Traya on defense, I was like, what can I use to take out this decked out Grand Inquisitor team? Because obviously they had the season 1 second sister stun, extra turn, and stun datacron. So I was like, GG can probably do it. The only question is if we can get enough target locks out. If we can, then we can turn this battle around. I put extra potency on on GG, so GG's potency was around 140% or 150. So you guys can see that I have a lot of target locks on the field, and you need that. But check this out, like Nine Sister is really tanky and everybody's stunned. B2 is not looking good and I really need him. And now B2 is gone. I was like, wow. There goes my tank and B2. Luckily I was able to take out 2 of them, but this is still an uphill battle. So now Newt needs to stay alive. Like, I need him because he is the only one who can slow down the team. Finally, Nine Sister is gone. So I was trying to slow down Grand Inquisitor. He's gone. Increase cooldown, so he cannot stun me. And just drop the extortion, but man, that was a really nasty battle, but it worked. It was a one shot. So yeah, this raid team, I had Iden, and I ask you guys, to pay attention to the Poe. So there was no tank, because I killed Holdo, which meant I was able to go after Poe straight away. Now here I wanted to be greedy, because I was thinking about, I'm going to use Iden's first special, that's an AoE, and I was hoping to kill 2 in 1, but then after debating I was like, I wasn't sure if that mass assist will actually take Finn out, and I didn't want to trigger the whirlwind. So I decided to play it safe for a potential multi-shot. So I just went straight after Poe. I just used the AoE for staggered. And now put the death mark. And look at that. Out of all the characters, she used the whirlwind and Iden. Like, I wasn't having any luck whatsoever during this battle. Like, nothing. But at the end of the day, my plan was to kill Poe and maybe +1, so I achieved that. So even though it was annoying that Ray killed Iden, it worked out. I accomplished my goal. That's why I mentioned earlier, like picking teams apart. Now I actually had a chance with Geos, so I decided to go for it. The key thing here is, if Rey goes into ultimate, she can delete us. So even the whirlwind is now really nice, so I really need to keep her ability blocked. So I decided to just hold it for now, get more debuffs on Rey, and now get her health lower, lined it up a big shot with Spy, and now just go for it, see what happens. And it worked out, almost 400k damage. So it was expensive, but I was able to take out the GL without the GL. Like, I needed gas, I needed Iden, and then Geos. Like, that's still expensive, but again, I was planning to, based on my defense, I was like, if I can open up his ships, take out his ship zone as well, that's 2 zone, that might be enough. But JTR is still annoying. The thing about her is she can dodge everything. So the only Geo who can take her out is Spy. So I was waiting for Spy's big hit. And almost another 400k damage. So yeah, Ray's gone, but I needed to multi-shot this. Now this is the other thing. Sort of like a big brain move. So you guys can hear me out on this. Let me pause it. So the reason I even decided to use Mon Mothma here is because 1, there was no tank, and 2, I had the level 9 Datacron on Mon Mothma, but more importantly, the Datacron's level 6 ability is Riposte. Now what Riposte does is it hits your enemy under protection, which means even though Padme is there, and whenever somebody attacks out of turn, they recover protection. So normally you would say like Mon Mothma is a waste of time, but now that they can ignore protection, as you guys can see, once the turn meter trains start going, they can actually do some really clever and well, not clever, that's not the right word, that's some serious damage. So we want to remove turn meter, and then you want to have, obviously Snips is annoying, but she can dispel the buffs on us, and you need to have the riposte in order to hit under protection. And it worked. Snips is gone. And now I need to do the same thing with Padme. I wanted to heal up. And obviously the combat card is at level 3 thanks to my Datacron as well. So he can apply, well, he can give a lot of buffs to the rest of the team. One of the most important one is that you already get at level 1 or level 2 is the defense penetration. Because JMK is still a really tanky GL. So you really need to like... This is where the riposte Datacron comes in. Like... And also the turn meter train. Like, that's unfortunate that he always keep going after Poe because you... I really need his first special. Now also keep in mind that he can ignore protection when he's in his ultimate, and that's really bad. That's why he can kill us. Now the turn meter chain actually doesn't really matter because under JMK lead, yeah, I just realized that you cannot gain turn meter, so never mind that. But yeah, the riposte is still in play. And yeah, finally I was able to make some progress, and yeah, I was able to take out JMK, which I was really happy about. I wasn't give up, so I just keep go for it. Now here's the thing, at this point I was already streaming for over 2 hours, I think the entire battle was like almost 3 hours long. I thought that because I have the cooldown reset, Bam can keep the team alive. But where I made the mistake, I think, because I always analyze my fights. I shouldn't use the Fennic lead here. That was a mistake. I probably should have went with an aura lead. That was a really big mistake. Because I was nowhere near to getting the contract done. At least not yet. And this team can deal some really serious damage. And without killing Vendor, like, we are just done for, really. And Bobo decided to, okay, hang on, hold my beer, let me delete Mandor real quick before he can snipe out somebody. And then boss died. Now Fennic died, so I was like, okay, great. Is there any point of keep doing this? Maybe go into bird stance, try to snipe out somebody, but nope. They just did so much damage. So probably it was a bad move for me to using this lead anyway. And it was really expensive as well. Because now I just wasted one of my, if not my best team. So I decided to use Bad Batch with Shakti, because whenever a clone gets attacked while Shakti is there, she gains turn meter. So it's almost the same battle as like you doing it against Mon Mothma. I was able to, all the buffs you dispel, which they had a lot, that gave us extra turn meter, and with true damage, I was hoping to, basically delete them. And so far it was working really good. But the prepared is just so annoying. It really is. Vandals are almost gone, like almost, but he has a heal also. So yeah. So I was like, I really needed this to work. So once again, go back, start the whole thing all over again. Remove buffs, give us turn meter. Now I was able to finally go after Vendor. Decided to just go for it, and finally Vendor was gone. And now Dash is gone as well. So I have one team upstairs left. After debating a lot, I was like, I really needed JKL, possibly against Malgus, but I needed to go for the fix zone clear. So I decided to use Best Elite against this level 9 BAM team. Like, once again, the datacron he has is like the extra 20% damage on birds, and also you cannot kill him while he's in bird stance. Luckily he was only able to get up to 6 stacks, so that wasn't bad. JKL is a beast. He was able to delete Quill, and now it's just all about waiting for the right move to take out Nast. That's about it, really. I had the level 9 Datacron on JKL, Whenever he uses his special, he'll get an extra turn. So that was really helpful. But IG-11, man, it's really annoying. Finally, RG is gone, and now it's all about timing, really. Nest is open, and JKR was able to take it out. So after like 2 hours or something, I was finally able to clear one of his zone, and yeah, let's see his ships. So it's at Holdo, Tarkin, and Malevolence. Now, I switched something up, like I set Negotiator on defense instead of my Malevolence, like what I normally do, because I knew that this is going to be like a slugfest. So I really didn't want to risk using Negotiator against Tarkin. So that's the reason I kept Malevolence. Now, this battle is still annoying, especially with the bomber here, because it taunts, so you cannot really go after Darth Vader. So there goes my R7. Who was that? Soldier. Which is unfortunate, but luckily the bomber dropped his taunt, so Vader was open to attack. Now I just try to go after second sister and just trying to clear up bomber. Well, of course, shuttle came in. Ships, you gotta love ships. I know a lot. Some of you guys, I'm not going to say a lot of you, because most of the players hate ships. But which I'm in that club as well. They're just so annoying. And we're going to have a new capital ship soon, which is going to be fun. Hopefully, it can counter executor. So next up is Rebels against Malevolence. And you really want to take out Sunfec on your first mass assist, and then Watcher droid. Now what you need to do is basically just focus down Hyena. But yeah, they can deal some damage. Malevolence is still annoying. I decided to call in Cassian, probably a bit early, because I wanted to focus down Hyena, because I could have won, but I just fell short on. He ended up being in red. And now, this is where things get really annoying. Spy went under stealth, which meant I had to go after the Watcher droids, but obviously they give turn meter. Whenever I kill one, they give turn meter to Malevolence, and you really don't want to eat its ultimate. But finally, Spy is open, and yeah, I was able to take it out. So 69, and the next and final battle, ship battle, was Finalizer against Raddus, which meant like he kept his executor for offense. Now this battle it could be annoying, and a lot of time it is. Like all these dodges. I swear to God that there's no other player on this world who gets that many dodges. Like look at that, one more. Like what I have, the ones I need to deal with every single round. It's like, oh, it's like the game says that, oh, you hate ships, oh, never mind. Let me switch on the extra dodge mode. Finally, the tank's gone. But now there's another one, Clone Sergeant. And that's just so annoying. Because he just keeps taunting until he has extra protection. But not just extra, any kind of protection. So we're stuck on that. And obviously the more turns the rest of the resistance can take, the faster they will reach their ultimate. So you really need to shut them down. And now Pose came into play. Finally Ray's gone. That's good. I need more turn meter. I was trying to keep Echelon alive. Finally Pose gone, yeah. Never mind, so resistant pilot came in as a reinforcement. And there's that. 69. Okay, so this is something I wanted to show you guys. There are videos out there that where people claiming to clean up Malgus with CLS, and I was like, okay, let's give it a try. Now what you need to know is that whenever you apply debuff, any kind of debuff on Malgus, you just recover health and protection 10%. Now the amount of debuff CLS puts down on the team is just insane. So you guys can see that I'm just basically like hitting a brick wall. Like I did nothing. And this is a decked out CLS team, by the way, with R9s and everything. I think the only person is like, yeah, Chewie and 3-pack. They are only R7. So I was like, okay, let's switch to Malk. But then, the same thing happened with him as well, because he's under Malgus lead. Like, look at that, boom, bomb blind, healed back up. And there is no point, there's no way to attack without debuff. And slowly but surely, like Malgus is a beast. Obviously Malak can do his own thing. So this is just, it's just not working. And I was like, when I was making this video, the editing, I was like, I wanted to put this in. Hopefully it will help you guys not to do the same mistake. Because on paper it looks like CLS can clean it up. Now, what I decided to use is Troopers, but I made a mistake here as well. I was debating to use Shore or Gideon. Gideon to eat, let me pause it. So Gideon for armor shred, Shore for a pre-taunt, because Malgus, no matter what, he'll go first. Based on his speed and everything. And it's a preloaded battle. I was lucky. I really need to admit this. I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong or when I do something. That's the whole point of it. I mean, obviously I'm fighting in the top 100 almost every week. Going up against the really good players who do the exact same research what I do. Like putting in hours and hours of work into modding, scouting and everything. And The whole point of it is to try to limit the luck and the RNG factor. But here I was really lucky because I made a bad call using Gideon instead of Shore. I didn't need it Shore. Once he dies, if I take him, he did his job. Because I have 4 damage dealers. Now, look at this. After this, the same thing goes, really. Give Piat's middle to Dark. I wanted to use the Terminator here to top up Piat. And now, look at that. Unlike CLS, this team is not applying any debuffs whatsoever. And look at the damage. Slowly but surely we are ramping up. Look at the stacks on the troopers. 13, like now 14. I'm getting extra assist as well, which is, I got lucky. Let's counter, that's fine. We still have 15 stacks, 16, and now all in. And Malgus is gone. And now I have 22 stacks, call a mass assist, 1 more. Nope, I didn't got that lucky. And gone. And that's it. So if you guys need a cleanup for Malgus +1, I would say use this team. If DR is dead or Best is dead. So after almost 3 hours I was able to open the back zone. Now unfortunately I did some battles, but I didn't put it into this video because it was all waste. Let's pause it quickly. Why use this? I was really tired, to be honest, and I wasn't really paying attention to crew being here, so I just sent in Wampa. As soon as I pressed play, I realized that crew stun is unavoidable and unresistible, so I lost. And other than that, because I wasted bounty hunters, I wasted CLS, I should have been able to fall clear, but I made some bad calls. At the same time, I was able to take out 3 zones. He still had to work on my defense, so I was like, okay, it wasn't that bad. I suppose the point I'm trying to make is that always keep going, no matter what, because you never know. One of your teams might get a hold or not. And you might win. So with having said that, let's jump into the final result. And yeah, here we are. I was actually shocked. I was really shocked. He managed to fall clear me, and with some really high banners as well. Now by the time I'm recording this, I already knew what he used. So yeah, he one-shotted everything here, and he used CLS against my JMK. So that was disappointing, that he managed to pull it off. Now up top, he failed against Ray once with Starkiller, and then he cleaned it up with JMK. He needed to use a couple of teams against my Malgus. And at the back, obviously he was running out of teams as well. He needed to use a couple of teams to clear my sortie. So yeah, I lost, and it was really annoying to finish this week 1 and 2. I'm going to start the second week at 84th. I would say I go really. Angry is not the right word. I think the right word would be how I felt is like really felt down and low about it. That the amount of bad RNG I got I think I had the plan right, and if I got a bit lucky over the past 2 battles, then I could have won. Like, yeah, I don't want to go, but you guys saw what happened. So yeah, that's what the whole point of this video will be, like, no matter what, just try to keep pushing. Find a way. Hopefully the teams I used in this video will give you guys an example how you can break down your teams. And no matter if you are in Kyber 1 in the top end, obviously you guys already know this, so this isn't for you. But if you learned something, then great. That's the whole point of me doing this channel. But in the lower end, if you want, by now most of you guys who are constantly watching my videos, you guys know that I like to go heavy on defense, and that's how I play. I'm not an efficiency player. I like to go as heavy on defense as possible and try to break the board down. That's how I enjoy playing, trying to force my opponents to play, to drop battles. And obviously that's the downside of it. Sometimes this is what happens. You can only lose 1 battle and suddenly your whole game plan goes out in the window, and then you almost like you lose. But I cannot really blame my defense. I mean, I wasn't planning on him using CLS against GML. That was something new. And I also made a lot of changes for week 2, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to be live on Thursday on Twitch. There is a link in the video's description, one for my Twitch channel and the other one's for my Discord server. So yeah, feel free to join me when I'm recording the video live. I'm more than happy to answer any of your questions. As I said it, I normally stream for 2-3 hours, so we can always have a good chat. And please subscribe, guys. I would really appreciate your support, and you've been amazing so far. And I'm only like 6 subscribers away from 900. That would be great to reach it before my next match. And yeah, stay positive, guys. Do your research and let me know in the comments if you want me to do a video about scouting, how I'm preparing for my opponent, because I know many of you guys asked me about it, but let's say if I get enough feedback under this video about that, you guys want me to do that, then I'm more than happy to do it. It's not like I'm hiding. I'm using a lot of same method like others are doing. It just, I have my own certain ways, and I know it helped some of my members on Discord to go 3-0 in lower divisions. So yeah, let me know, guys, and until the next time, see you. Bye.